Well, long time since I've talked a little bit about ball, but the Patriots, my team, this cup '07 mug, so that's just kind of fitting. Got Pat's gloves next to me because it gets cold. But, man, I can't believe they lost, but at the same time I could. I was saying all before the Super Bowl, the last team I want New England to face when it was determined they were going to be playing in the Super Bowl. I was like, I don't want Seattle. Give me the Rams. And then before that, I always was saying the one team I don't want to see in the Super Bowl is Seattle. That defense terrified me. Number one ranked for a reason. And also, especially during that Broncos game, when they could only beat, I don't care if it was a blizzard, they had a whole first half with good weather. And when they could only beat Jarrett Stidham by 3 goddamn points by putting up 10, I knew it was going to be a wash in the Super Bowl. Especially when I saw the Seahawks. I had a little hope. I was thinking maybe they were going to capture that like 2001 magic, but they didn't have any in this Super Bowl at all. The biggest reason is because of that goddamn rookie left tackle, Will Campbell.
You are brought to New England to protect Drake May. What kind of tone are you going to set on this offensive line?
I'm going to fight and die to protect them with everything I've got.
I liked him out of the draft. I know about the small arms and shit. And you know what? I believe in the small arms now. He needs to get kicked into guard or just get traded away. I actually don't want to see him and Wilson as a left tackle, left guard pair ever again. It is not it. It is garbage. It is the worst offensive line I've seen in New England since last year, okay? But I'm saying this offensive line was worse than anything Tom Brady ever had to deal with, okay? Tom Brady would have gotten killed in this Super Bowl also. No matter who you threw back there, it was going to be a wash. It reminded me of 2020 Bucks and Chiefs when Patrick Mahomes was running at more like rushing yards, going backwards, trying to evade people, than they had like positive yards. They had some crazy stat about him having to run backwards in that Super Bowl. And honestly, that game also showed me that Drake May, I love him. He's amazing. He's also no prime Patrick Mahomes, at least not yet. I mean, the way Patrick Mahomes could evade in that Super Bowl versus May not being able to really get anywhere. But though also the difference was it was everyone, bro. Left tackle, left guard, center, right guard, right tackle. And half the time, it wasn't even like the Seahawks D-line was doing any crazy moves on him or anything. They were just pushing the offensive lineman back into Drake May, just brute forcing them, showing how young and not grown men this offensive line was, okay? But some positives from the game. There aren't many, but that truly is a Super Bowl winning defense. Now, that's the part that worries me because I feel like when it comes to year over year, it's easier for a team to keep a top 5 offense together than it is a top 5 defense together. To me, I feel like it usually is in at least recent NFL history, but even dating back in the olden days, you know, like teams like the 85 Bears, I know they were technically better in 86, but that wasn't like a 10-year stretch of offensive dominance. Like when you got that offensive pieces together, I feel like it's usually easier for a team to stay good. And so, I mean, but this is a young defense. I mean, I remember seeing stats like out of like all the teams in the NFL, New England was like top 5 in rookies started. And I mean, this was the first time the offensive line had that many rookies, maybe rookies in general, but I know that many rookies starting on the offensive line, first time ever. So it was going to be a tough game regardless, okay? I still think maybe if it was against the Rams, it would have been a bit better because the Rams do not have the defense that the Seahawks had. I mean, I think that was just the worst thing, man. I felt like going up against 4 of the top 5 defenses for New England, they really showed where their offense truly could handle things, okay? They could handle 5th and 4th. I think 3rd place is what they skipped out on. I think it went or Texans might have been 4th, Chargers 5th, and Denver was 2nd, and then of course, the Seahawks were 1st. And clearly, they could handle the Chargers at least well enough. The Texans, their defense was able to at least outduel C.J. Stroud's offense. And then the Broncos, that's where it really showed. That was the Patriots' limit. They could not handle the second-best defense. There was no way they were going to handle the best defense. But I do still like the future. I mean, for me, going into the season, it's still a good year, even though this is probably the worst way the Super Bowl could have gone, okay? I was hoping for at least, put up some points, at least keep it competitive, at least keep it close. but New England's offense was so sluggish. And this is where my issues were with Josh McDaniels the first time around and why New England fans wanted him gone the first time. Okay, I knew. I literally even had a text, okay, with my friends. I was saying when they ran it on that 3rd and 5 and they did a halfback draw and gained nothing and they just punted it away, I was like, all that's missing now is a goddamn screen on 3rd and 10 from Josh McDaniels to complete the Josh McDaniels special, because he just gives up once he reaches 3rd and long, it feels like, all the goddamn time. And it pisses me off. This is the biggest game of the goddamn career. You don't know how, for everyone, because McDaniels, people say you got carried by Tom Brady. And I know you've done great work with Drake May, but still, this was your chance to really show, hey, I'm a good OC. This was your chance to show, look at what I did with Drake May. And now you fucked it up. How'd you fuck it up? You fucking went out there and started running it and running screens on 3rd and 10. Like you always do. It pisses me off so fucking much. And I called it. Then he did that screen on 3rd and 17 to Diggs, and it's like, holy fucking shit. And then when they're at like their own 40 or whatever, near the end of the game, they were a 2nd and 1. They go 3rd and 1, and then it's 4th and 1, and they punt it. It's like the game's so damn over already. You just need to at least try to do. And it's like you were willing to go for it on 4th down against Denver. Why weren't you willing to go for it? The game was already over. Your defense, honestly, up until that point, I think it was 9-0, maybe it was 12-0 by that 4th down time. But they had shown they weren't giving up touchdowns, and of course they eventually ended up breaking. The dam broke off, and the defense couldn't hold any longer. But I am of the belief that if it was actually a closer game and the offense was at least putting up some sort of points, the defense would have kept holding up. The issue was the defense eventually just got so tired out, and Sam Darnold showed some fucking 2007 Eli Manning shiftiness half the goddamn time. I couldn't believe it. He was making moves in the pocket. Milton Williams had him like 3 fucking times. It couldn't bring him down at all until finally they got him, but the game was already over by that point. And I mean, it was just baffling just how bad the offense was. I mean, Denver scared me, but I was like, man, they're going to at least be able to do something. I mean, luckily Mac Hollins showed up at the fucking very end. Really, that was Drake May. Mac Hollins had no separation, and it really showed, all the people were like, who were starting to get on the side of like, oh, Drake May does have weapons. No, he does not. Diggs, he's in his 30s. He's still a good receiver, but he shouldn't be your wide receiver 1. Okay, Mac Hollins as your deep threat. Why? Kyle Williams is faster, man. Just let it be Kyle Williams. I'm sick of Mac Hollins. I didn't like this sign. He's honestly been pretty good, but I didn't like this signing. I hate his fucking gimmicks. And did you see what he wore to the Super Bowl? Fucking retarded. I hated it. He does all these goddamn gimmicks, and it's like, it's so phony, it's so fake. I don't care. Someone can say, oh no, that's his real I don't give a fuck. I don't like it then. I don't want that. I want us to be about the goddamn game. Imagine if Bill Belichick was the coach here still. He would have never signed Mac Hollins because of that shit. It's like, Jesus fuck. But I've been trying to get back around to this, that it's not all bad. And that is because this team is still wicked young. It's only Drake May's 2nd year, and I still am a huge fan of Drake May. I think they can fix the offense. Now, this is the scary part, because how many teams do we say this about? I mean, we've been saying about the Texans for so many years. People forget C.J. Stroud's actually not that bad. He just has a bottom 5 offensive line year in and year out, especially since his year 1. And that team has just been making his offensive line worse somehow from the year previous. I mean, trading away Laramie Tunsil, dumbest shit I've ever seen a GM do. I like Nick Caserio. He's from the Patriots organization. But that was retarded, man. But the Patriots have $100 million in cap space. So they're going to be able to make some big splashes. There's already been talks about players wanting to come here. Like I've seen Max Hart, and I know Patriots have been traded rumors for years. I mean, especially for a wide receiver 1. How many years have they been in trade rumors for a wide receiver? But honestly, I don't even think wide receiver is the biggest need. They need to get O-linemen. I wouldn't be mad if they went out there and they literally spent every dime they have, all $100 million on just offensive line. $20 million or just, $20 million to each O-lineman, but I know left tackles usually run extra high. So go pay him $40 million if you have to. Go get the best offensive lineman, because Drake May can at least get it done with mediocre receivers. He can raise receivers up, I feel. I mean, look at what he's done with Mac Hollins, okay? He can raise the receivers up. And I think, and just the whole receiving core in general, man. Worst, I don't know where they ranked this year, but I know last year they were worst in separation. So, and they're the same receivers outside of Diggs. And Hunter Henry with that drop, the amount of fucking drops. Now, by the end of the game, Drake May was just starting to miss throws also. But by that point, he had already been rattled so much by his offensive line. I don't blame him. His timings, everything's thrown the fuck off. He's probably shocked. He's like, oh my God, I'm not getting sacked in half a second. I can actually sit back and read the field a little. No fucking shit, it went bad by the end. When the O-line when the D-line stopped trying. I mean, it was unbelievable. And Josh McDaniels, we should have just been going jumbo. Why did I see Sam Darnold in actually under center jumbo sets more than Drake May when we should have been actually running pass plays? We should have been using our tight ends. Josh McDaniels, you've been in the world where New England was just all tight ends. That one game we needed to do it, but maybe they would have been dropping everything anyway because Hunter Henry with that back shoulder drop, I mean, the amount of drops was crazy. It felt like no one wanted to win outside of Mac Hollins. Mac Hollins actually showed up in his goofy ass look, which I can't believe. At least he did at the very end of the game when the game was already fucking over. But I still have a lot of bright hope for the Patriots' future. I don't think they'll be back next year, though, maybe they will be. Maybe I'll be surprised. But as long as Sean Payton and Bo Nix don't have too much of a rift, it really sounds like Sean Payton was pissed. And he said he didn't want to draft Bo Nix. And if I'm Bo Nix, I'm genuinely taking a little offense to that. I'm like, bro, I got you to the AFC fucking championship game in my fucking second year. And you're telling me you wish you didn't draft me now? I don't care what the reasoning is. So, but I could easily see Denver back in it. Houston, if they can get a fucking O-line, but they're going to have Tank Dell back finally after he was out all this past season. Depending on how Daniel Jones comes back, maybe he can actually sneak that Colts team into the playoffs. They were a pretty good team, even though I still don't really think Daniel Jones is him. And the second he even got that first leg injury, the second he loses the chance to run away or just lean on Jonathan Taylor, it's a wash for him, but who knows? Maybe he's the next former New York quarterback to win a Super Bowl after Sam Darnold, the former Jets QB, did, man. I can't believe it. If he beat anyone else, I wish New England just lost to Denver, man, because I would have been happy for Sam Darnold. I thought it was a great story. But, of course, he beats the Patriots of all teams, the team he saw ghosts against all those years ago. And he was seeing ghosts again. He was throwing some bad balls to Christian Gonzalez. That could have been picked. That deep overthrow, he had a guy burnt 30 yards down the field. He had some bad throws. And he could have had a couple picks, man, but he was evading that D-line really well. The Seahawks were clearly just the best team in the NFL this year. I think the only team that really could have been better was the Niners if they were healthy, but they weren't healthy. Or Denver maybe could have made it a closer game, but I think Denver's offense, even with Bo Nix, I think it would have been better. I think they could have beaten New England, but I still think they would have lost to Seattle. I don't think Denver was going to beat that team. But I have hope in the future, man. I really do for this team. I didn't have much hope. I knew Mike Vrabel was going to be a great hire. If you remember a long time ago when Bill Belichick got fired, I said the coach I wanted New England to go out and get was Mike Vrabel. I didn't want Mayo. Of course, we went Mayo, but Robert Kraft corrected the very next year. And I got hope for the future. I think May can win a Super Bowl. I think it's very possible, but I do think Elliott Wolf, who I've already been a little iffy on, but clearly he did hit on some of his rookies this year and last year. And the free agent acquisitions, but I think a lot of the free agency definitely had to do with Mike Vrabel. Harold Landry, very specific guys you could point out that definitely already had a relationship with Vrabel when they came over here. But I am still pretty psyched about the future as long as they can get the offense straightened out and they can keep this defense good enough for them to get that offense good enough. Because if they can run it back with a top 5, top 10 defense next year or the year after that, and they actually use this $100 million wicked wisely and go get the right weapons on offense and go get the beefy O-linemen that they need. In the backfield, they're set. Drake May's set, and we got him on that rookie deal. Travion Henderson, he's going to end up taking over that RB1 role when Stevenson's contract is up. The receiver room, I like some of the guys. Douglas is a nice gadget guy. I like Kayshon Boutte. I I mean, Efton Chisholm is a fun little guy, but we do need, like, I like Diggs as a wide receiver, 2-3 veteran presence. We need a number one, though, or we need a better tight end, bro. Hunter, I love Hunter. I've always felt like he's a decent tight end, but we need that next level up, man. He's not quite Gronk. I mean, I know we're not going to get a Gronk, but we just need something better. We just need a better pass-catching weapon. We just need a true number one of some sort. And then we need O-line. We need tackles. We need guards, and we need a center. We need the whole O-line fixed up. I think Will Campbell still could possibly work as a guard, but he's not cut out for left tackle. I was saying after like the first quarter, I was saying we just need to bench Will Campbell or move him in and just try something else out because it's just not working. Like I was like, the backup can't be that much worse because Will Campbell's getting beat instantly. He might as well not even be fucking out there. Like it's instantaneous, man. Drake May, I know clearly it felt like they stopped trying because at first it looked like they were trying to double team the left side with Will Campbell and everything. And then they just kind of gave him and said, no, Will Campbell, you just got to go one-on-one. And he was losing every goddamn time. But it's gotten dark on me, and this video's gone on long enough. It's been enough of a rant. But ending conclusions, I know I keep on having to remind myself to stay positive because I thought they were going to be like a 500 team, 8-9, 9-8. So the fact that they got here already near 2, they're way ahead of schedule. But sometimes it's like that's your only chance, you know. There's a graphic at the very beginning of the game. Drake May is the second youngest quarterback to make the Super Bowl. The only younger one was Dan Marino, and Dan Marino never went back. So hopefully Drake May's a little different, and hopefully they can build a team around him because he is a franchise quarterback. He is a top at least 8 quarterback in the NFL, just off the top of my head. Maybe more top. Yeah, I'm going to stick it with top 8 guaranteed. So thank you guys. We got a lot more videos coming soon. Go Pats Nation. We'll be back. Trust. Hopefully.